Good morning, everyone. My name is Ana Moreira. I'm a medical doctor from Portugal, and I'm going to talk you about the highlights of Api-Phyto-Aromatherapy in psychophysical trauma. I am a medical doctor from Portugal. I am the president of the Portuguese Society of Integrative Medicine. This is the channels if you want to see and to hear things that I talk about. As the president of the Portuguese Society of Integrative Medicines, we organize international congresses in integrative and functional medicine. So thank you very much for this invitation. To talk to you about trauma and how can we add one therapeutical field, we have to understand how the world is changing as we know it. So in this world where we have new viruses, where we have these technological evolutions with computers and cell phones and antennas and routers and electromagnetic invisible radiation that is all over with 5G and 6G, with the most of the food that we eat as processed food and food with less nutrients and water with poor quality, with less contact with nature, with noise pollution everywhere. When we don't see, but we have this environmental pollution that we are every day overloaded with these climate changes and all of heavy metal in the food, in the water, in amalgam fillings, in the vaccines, with all this stress and anxiety that we live, we need to change, to shift the paradigm of health. We need to focus in the complete cure of ourselves, not only in our physical body. And when we talk about health, health is more than just don't having a disease. When we look at our physical body, we should be feeling with vitality. And also we have to put in to this complete cure the emotional and the mental body. And the scientific comprehension of the disease is changing in the sense of interpreting it like a complex system of genetic factors, DNA changes, and external factors like diet and age and sex and stress and toxins. So this is what we call the exposome. The exposome is the sum of everything that overloaded us throughout our life since we are conceived. While we are in the womb of our mother, we are being overloaded with toxins, with emotions, and also with endocrine disruptors, radiation. So everything that our mother breathes and eats and feels is helping us or overloading us while we are babies. And since then to where we are right now, this sum is what we call exposome. So when we talk about integrative functional medicine, we have to talk about the sum of all the medical approaches like conventional medicine, because we are medical doctors and health professionals. So we need what we have studied in our colleges and in our health colleges. So we need this conventional allopathic medicine as basis so that we can sum this functional medicine, this holistic medicine, naturopathic medicine, Chinese or Ayurvedic medicine, and regenerative medicine. So as we look forward to our future, we need to incorporate these emotional and mental characteristics, and where does those hit our physical body, our system, like cardiovascular system, respiratory system, or renal system. So this is what we call psychoneuroimmunoendocrinology, and there are a lot of articles that talk about this, like this one. This is from 2017, where they say that the diseases are the result of alteration at the biopsychosocial level that can indicate lifestyle changes that should be made in addition to appropriate medical management and treatments. So here we have to put emotions and we have to put stress. So when we talk about integrative medicine, as we put all the sum of these medical approaches and health approaches, we have to know a little bit of orthomolecular medicine, neurotherapy, homeopathy, acupuncture, aromatherapy, phytotherapy, and apitherapy. These are some of the techniques that we can use as part of the therapeutical field that we need to put in our patients. For instance, when we talk about the apitherapy, we talk about the propolis, and we know a lot of scientific articles talking about this. For instance, this one is from September 2021 and talks about no oven releasing propolis as a potential new wound healing. And it's very interesting because it's proved that the propolis is an agent with antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, antitumor, anti-inflammatory, and regenerative properties. So when we release the propolis through the treatment period, this helps healing, helps to reduce the risk of an infection, and improves the cosmetic effect because it reduces the scar formation. And why does the propolis has activity in wound healing? Because it has an antimicrobial effect, because it increases cell membrane permeability. It's an antioxidant, helps chelating ion metal involved in the process of free radical creation. It's an anti-inflammatory, and it is regenerative as it reduces free radical concentration. And all of these help us reduce the risk of infection and help us with the analgesic effect when we are talking about wounds. This is another article, very interesting, because this one is from July 2023, and it talks about the apitherapy using bee products as a recognition in cancer therapeutic field. So honey bee venom has a broad range of biological potential, and its use it's rapidly emerging in what we call the apitherapy. So, for instance, apitoxin comprises a number of biological active compounds, like, for instance, melatonin, help us produce apoptosis, necrosis, and prevention of angiogenesis. That is very important when we are talking about cancer cell invasion. So, for instance, this article from June 2018 talks about the bee venom therapy. Help us to understand the main mechanisms of bee venom therapy. So this is widely used, or should be more used, in rheumatoid arthritis, neurodegenerative diseases like liver fibrosis and arteriosclerosis. And what about the phytotherapy? When we talk about phytotherapy, we are talking about a therapeutical method that uses plants and products of plant origin to prevent or even to treat some symptoms or diseases. So when we say a medicinal plant, we are talking about a phytocomplex where we find various active ingredients that act synergistically. Therefore, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And because of this, a medicinal herb has several different therapeutical indications, like antibacterial, antifungal, antiflatulent, sedative and calming, and also stimulant in some aspects. So, for instance, this article shows us the aromatic effect on health and longevity. Phytochemicals from fruits and vegetables and mushrooms have these beneficial effects on longevity. It's very interesting, like those of caloric restriction and intermittent fasting. Because, for instance, this article from 2022 show us that resveratrol, curcumin, and antioxidant are anti-aging remedies. And this is a wonderful article that I advise you to look, because it also talks about diet and also talks about exercise, and also tell us that smoking and pollution and the lack of sleep put us in a genomic instability that make us age in a inappropriate manner. So these phytochemicals promote this intestinal homeostasis because they improve the integrity of the gut barrier, the mucosa, and the production of short-chain fatty acids. It's very interesting. So this is another study with parts of Maltese mushroom that is responsible for antimicrobial, antioxidant, and anti-thyronase activities. So it should be used in some nutraceutical formulations. For instance, this is an article talking about the plant polyphenols that can be useful to combat metabolic and degenerative diseases associated with aging. So when we talk about olive oil, when we talk about some types of wine, when we talk about grapes, we talk about these polyphenols that help us in anti-aging, in antioxidation, preventing some types of cancer, metabolic syndrome, and diabetes type 2. And what about this aromatherapy? When we talk about aromatherapy, we have to talk about these essential oils. And for instance, this article shows us the effect of rosemary in the central nervous system. It's very interesting because this one has a dopaminergic activation, but for instance, the frankincense essential oil and the ylang-ylang essential oil have a down regulation of glucocorticoids through the hypothalamus-hypophyse axis. So, for instance, lavender oil inhibits the degradation of fatty acid amide hydrolase. So it helps us to increase the endocannabinoid levels in neuropathic pain models. It's very interesting. So it's a help in what we call pain and anxiety, because lavender oil assists in mood elevation and analgesic effects. Also in Alzheimer, it shows us how it can increase levels and duration of acetylcholine in the brain, assisting with memory retention. So lavender essential oil increase quality of sleep and reduce level of anxiety in patients with coronary heart disease. Also in managing patients' pain, sleep disorders, nausea and vomiting, in a systematic review in cancer patients. Also in depression, aromatherapy can be used to decrease depressive symptoms. And part of it can help us relieve migraine in a form that is very efficient, because it helps us in the vasomotor imbalance because of the vascular associated symptoms of the migraine, also in the central pain desensibilization, and in the neurogenic inflammation. So, my dear friends, it has been a pleasure. I'm so sorry that I cannot be there to hug you. I would like that very much. I really hope that you enjoy what I brought you. I work in integrative medicine since 18 years, so I have a lot of experience in all these therapeutical fields that I did not study while I was in medical school. As the president of the Portuguese Society of Integrative Medicine and organizer of the International Congress of Integrative Medicine, I would like to invite you. I know that you probably cannot come to Oporto in Portugal, but I would like to invite you for free to assist to the Congress 1 and 2 December with this coupon, and you should put the name Ana Moreira free, and you can assist the online speakers. We will have it at the same time that we are talking here. We are going to broadcast it to all over the world. So as a gift for listening and for inviting me, I would like to offer you to assist to our conferences in integrative and regenerative medicine. So it has been a great pleasure being in this with these friends, and hope to see you someday soon. Thank you very much.